Hey guys, this is What If Deku Was Bloodsport Part 1. Now guys, I will be changing up, how I made that, type of school fights video? I'm going to be making a lot more videos similar to that, and a lot more videos like my Zoom was of certified minutes. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos like that, because I like those type of formats and how I made those, and I really like those videos. But I still will be making What Is for you guys, but I only will be doing request, and these are just going to be a couple of 2 new What Ifs I'm going to be posting in the next few days that I actually just like. So this What If and also a Hellboy related What If later on. You guys could possibly figure out which one I'm going to be doing. But let's dive right into this fanfiction of What If Deku Was Bloodsport Part 1. Start our story off like we normally start off, with Deku's origin and how he would come to be Bloodsport in this world and in this universe, and how Deku, being this character, would change the course of the My Hero Academia fandom and universe for good or worse. Now we begin with every single story. Deku's birth. Deku would have been born into a very different family. In this world, Asashi would have been a top certified, assassin, working for multiple different parts of the government, and even working for bigger organizations and even secret black ops missions. Him being all around the world and killing thousands of millions of people by hand or by bombs, explosions, or even chemically activated viruses, and basically destroying and killing hundreds of thousands of people's families, civilians, people, pets, animals, everyone. He would be racking up bodies like no one could ever see, ever. He would be the most efficient assassin in the world, and once he would have found Inko, he would have retired, as he would have made a family with Inko. By him still being very cruel and have that mindset of a soldier, a warrior, as he would be uncaring and distant from Inko, but still be loving in terms of, physical love and stuff like that. So he would eventually get Inko pregnant, and Inko would have birth with, Izuku. As the canon would have gone similar the same, but very different. Deku would be born quirkless, but his childhood would be completely different. They would be in Japan at this time, as Sasashi would have picked up being an assassin one more time, trying to get enough money because he had a crap ton of money saved up from his assassin days and his younger years. But he needed more of the rush. And once he saw that his son was quirkless like him, in this world, Asashi's quirkless as well, he knew for a fact his son had to be able to protect himself in this cruel and horrible world filled with quirk users and villains and even people like him. So he needed to protect his son. And it is some people, very bad people, that know Asashi has a child and knows Asashi, but doesn't know where he lives, doesn't know that he's in Japan at the time. Asashi starts to teach Deku from a very young age how to kill a man in about 50 to 60 different ways with his bare hands. Deku being taught this from a very young age, as Inko would have just let it happen. Now in this world, Inko would have been she would be so kind and sweet, but her personality or her backstory changed a little bit, as she would actually be a Black Ops agent, as she would be a spy for the US military and just stationed in Japan for a couple of missions, as his whole family was basically spies and assassins. They knew how to kill, destroy, and infiltrate big organizations, governments, and places all around the world, even hero organizations. As we would see that Deku would have been growing up from a very young age, knowing how to fight, kill, and pretty much demobilize anybody that would ever be able to fight him. Him being able to kill a man with a singular, normal, tier quirk by the time he was 10. As Deku from a very young age, screwdrivers, guns, pistols, machine guns, whips, swords, knives, even bazookas. He would know how to use all those weapons efficiently at the best capacity he could possibly do them in. Deku being an absolute weapon of mass destruction. Plus, Deku was taught this from a very young age. On top of all that, Deku's father was taught this, but not as young as Deku was. Deku knowing all these tricks and tactics to kill people from a very young age, plus all the tricks and tactics his mother knew, Deku becoming even more of a force to be reckoned with, being at the same level of Deadshot's accuracy plus a little bit of the same and exact weapon skills and tactics Deadshot and also not Deadshot, but also Bloodsport has. Him being the embodiment of comic book and movie, Bloodshot. Him being as fast, agile, smooth, quick, and smart as him. Him being a little bit of a mixture of the, accuracy of Bloodsport and also Deadshot. Him also being at, and maybe even better accuracy than Punisher and Green Arrow and Hawkeye combined. As we would see that, Deku growing up, he would start to get bullied a little bit, as he would be thrown into normal school by the age of 10 to prepare him for, people, social skills. As we would see that Bakugo would have started to bully him, as Bakugo would have realized that he was quirkless the next couple, as he knew he had to, find a spot to be in. Bakugo would start to bully him, as the first time Bakugo would ever start to bully him, Deku would have literally gut punched him, telling him to leave him alone. Deku having more of a Todoroki type personality, but pinning on the facade of his Azuka Midoriya personality in canon to some people to keep comparisons and stay a kind, compassionate, caring little boy, not to bring too much attention to his parents' teaching habits and how they are, teaching him and raising him. As we would see that Deku would have gone through school normal. Him and Bakugo having a rivalry, and basically Deku fighting Bakugo multiple times and even building up more experience to fight people with quirks similar to Bakugo's quirks. Him using water against him, different objects like those little tiny screwdrivers in the janitor's closet, even breaking a mop at one point and just straight up stabbing Bakugo in the foot on one occasion. Them having a lot of fighting, and basically the school going out of the way to keep them out of classes. But near the end of this school year, before, My Hero came along, before they would have to pick a hero organization, they were in the same class, and we would get switched to the last day of school in canon. Deku being in the back of the class, and also we're going to change Deku's appearance a little bit. Deku will have black tips instead of dark green hair. Him having green roots but black tips. Kind of weird. But as we say, Deku was just chilling, as teacher would have told, I already know everybody in this class wants to be a hero and blah blah blah. And Deku, for some reason in this continuity, he wouldn't want to be a hero. He would want to be, working for the government. In this world, certain individuals that aren't heroes but have quirks that are able to use their quirks in public or in different areas around the world are given I guess gifts, so they would be able to go to country and pretty much kill a lot of figures, do a lot of missions for higher ranking governments and organizations, and basically being able to work for a lot of the people that work or hire assassins and hire killers. As Deku would know this, as Deku would be very much shocked but also very much impressed by this discovery, as Deku would learn more about this. But soon, this would have changed a little bit more. As Deku had been in class, as Bakugo would have told everybody that he's going to be the number one hero, as Deku just scoffs, as Bakugo walks up to him saying, "What are you talking about? You know damn well I'm stronger than you, and I can beat you down anytime I want. I'm going to be the number one hero." Deku replying with, "You wish, but you never will be that. You never will be at that level. Come on, let's be real. You can blow things up. All Might can literally punch hard enough to change the weather. You're not him." Bakugo getting a little bit pissed and throwing an explosion at Deku's desk. Deku saying, is that it? What did that accomplish other than burning my book? And that's a $20 book. You better get your dirty, musty ass hands off my fucking desk before I beat the brakes off your bitch ass. As everybody is shocked in the class. I'm sorry guys, I don't even know if I'm going to get flagged or not from that, but please YouTube, let it slide. But basically we see that we just continue on with the story, as we see that Deku just leaves the class. Bakugo not even stopping him in his continuity, since Bakugo and Deku have more of an understanding that if they fight, it's going to end in someone bleeding or getting stabbed, or getting blown up, or getting thrown out a window. One time, Deku did break his arm by getting thrown out a window by Bakugo, and his dad scolded him for it. Because dad, said, you gotta be better. You're quirkless, you gotta be smarter, agile, quicker, faster, wittier than these other quirked heroes and, well, villains. So you see how Deku goes home. Now, during this time, Deku was given, well, a task. Now, well, Nezu is actually a part of a different organization that has these, things. Organization, aka this organization that allows certain individuals that don't want to become heroes but still want to save and do things but want to kill at the same time. It's a type of spy organization that allows people or children of certain spies, kind of like Spy Kids, not like Spy Kids, like more or less, only like an age limit to like 15 and like 19 and up, like 16 to 19. So like, for example, Deku's about 16 at this time. As Deku is told that he will be allowed to do this organization, but he has to get his hero license first. Some of them need to get their hero license or at least get a false one to blend in and infiltrate certain organizations to take down big type of mole rats. As Deku's, well, thing is that he is given a list, given an organization type badge, and also a pretty much a freebie to enroll in My Hero Academia. As Deku was confused, him saying that you'll be enrolled in this new school because you are simply stronger, faster, and smarter in terms of skill than any other hero or student in My Hero at the time, other than the big three. But Deku's saying, so you're telling me I'm going to be the first quirkless person to enroll in My Hero because of my parents and also my raw skill? As Deku from a very young age, he was classified as a literal, well, prodigy, since Deku had immense tactical knowledge and his street smarts and combat thinking was beyond even Batman's comprehension. Not beyond, like the same level of Batman. I ain't finna say he's better than Batman. I ain't finna say all that. No, because if he was better than Batman, no one can stand a chance with him. Because let's be real, Batman can literally solo the whole My Hero Academia universe, like with prep time. Obviously prep time, but let's be real. But Deku's up the same, pretty much tactical knowledge, just Bloodshot and, pretty much Deadshot and other, Arsenal type heroes like that, even Deadpool. So we would see that Deku would have gotten ready. As he would have gone ready for his first day of school, not getting into it, just getting, pretty much not a sponsorship, but a recommendation, getting into My Hero Academia pretty easily and walking into class 1A. Him being in the biggest class, the top class, because he would be the most skilled in terms of pure raw skill, not quirk, but pure raw skill. As Deku would have gotten ready, as he would have sat in the back of the class, as Bucko would have walked in there, him saying, "Who in the hell let you in? You quirkless bastard," as he would have started to channel explosions in his chest or his hands, as Deku would have gotten up and would have gotten into a fighting position, him grabbing his backpack and about to use it like a mace or just chucking in Bakugo's face to basically make a distraction. As they would have been interrupted by Ida saying, "What are you doing? Fighting on the first day of school against your peers? Who are you?" As he would basically gone on a rant and bull and crap like that. As we would eventually be told by another student in class that you might want to just sit down because the teacher's right there. As he points behind the stand or the desk as it's, well, Azawa in his sleeping bag. Azawa getting up saying to sit y'all asses down and get ready for, well, quirk assessments. Now, the sponsorships and the entry exams and all this other stuff might have helped you to get into UA, but I'm gonna make sure you guys actually earn this spot in my class. As they're all told to go in the gym uniform and go downstairs to the opening, pretty much fighting area or like the testing area, as they're all told to throw a ball. Deku grabbing the ball as he would have chucked it as hard as a kid. Deku being pretty physically built since he was trained at a very young age to be able to kill and immobilize a man or anything in that matter. Him basically being, let me just go over like his skill. Tactical knowledge is better, like all on top of everything. Pretty much his stats are like boosted up as high as they can go for a normal human in My Hero Academia. So basically, example, he's like Saitama levels of training, but not strength in terms of that. So let's say like he's at the same, strength and speed and agility as, well, Bloodshot. No, yeah, Bloodsport. Sorry, Bloodsport about the same, level and skill as him, plus more the accuracy of Green Arrow, Hawkeye, and Bloodshot. I mean Deadshot altogether, and about the same level of strength and agility as Deadshot and Bloodshot. Basically, Deku was a pretty well, capable hand-to-hand fighter, but he's mainly a force to be reckoned with a gun or any type of weapon. As Deku was also equipped with a lot of muscle. For example, Deku has been strength training and physically labor for his whole life, him being about at the same level of muscularity that, well, he had after the 10-month arc training with All Might, but a lot more, well, perfected and a lot more toned and better physique in general. As we said, Deku would have just gotten ready, as he would throw the ball as hard as he could, getting a pretty decent score for a human, even above average for average humans without quirks. As getting a pretty good score overall, getting like medium scores, since his physical, capabilities didn't really stand out that much, alongside other quirk users that can literally use their quirks to enhance their movements and their speed. As we would have seen that Deku would gotten a pretty good score. Him getting about like 6th, 7th, maybe like 5th place, as he would have gotten a pretty good score. For a human, for someone that doesn't have a quirk, he would get a pretty good score. Now, after that, everybody would get handed their syllabus, as everybody would have walked home, as Deku would have been picked up by a limousine and be dropped off by a docking area, as he would have gotten shot at by his father from a rooftop. Deku would have dodged it, grabbing a gun from a nearby suitcase that was thrown towards him from the driver of the, limousine, him saying, "Good luck with your training with your father." As Deku would have grabbed the gun and he would have chucked himself into the water, and him swimming underneath the docks. Him coming and being able to sneak on his father, but him shooting the object or the silhouette of his father, but it being a dummy. As his father would have came up behind him and basically would have had a knife against his back, saying, you gotta learn how to, know your surroundings. As they would have, ended off the fighting or the sparring, as basically every day for the rest of, your days to UA, he would have explained, you're gonna come here and train with me and fight me daily. We did this a lot when you were younger, but I held back. You were very strong. I only held back about 1%, but I'm going to go 100% on you, and you're going to know how it feels to fight somebody at the same level or stronger and more, experienced and faster than you. That if you can beat me in any of these days, if you can beat me in a one-on-one, get me on the ground and a gun against my head, if you can take me down one of these days, I'll give you the secret to our family and how we came to be assassins to begin with. As a lot of their, lore, it's going to be a lot of lore to the story, so a warning. But I'm going to leave it off here, guys. So, not a lot of action. A little bit better, quality, I guess, in sort of voice acting. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. And as always, guys, have a blessed day. I love you guys so much. Bye.